watch State of the Union last night?
I watched clips.
You watched clips of it, but you didn't watch the whole thing. I watched the whole thing. You know, sometimes, you know, Biden, he sometimes stutters along his words.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please, get through the sentence, get through the sentence, please, you can do it. But it was a very strong, you know, do you get that sometimes?
No, I do. But, you know, some people are, you know, better like public speakers than others.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, come on, you can do it. Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, Jill just told me, so I shouldn't actually make fun.
See, because I have a stuttering issue too, so I understand.
I didn't know that he actually had a stuttering issue. I just thought sometimes he fumbles.
See?
I didn't even know that, Jill. Thank you very much. Now I feel bad making fun.
Yeah, that's why I don't make fun, because I have that same issue.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And now Jill is in my ear telling me he did an amazing job overcoming it. So kudos to him.
Absolutely. I would be freaked out to have to,
I was just thinking that he stumbles on his words a lot.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, come on, Joe, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, get through the sentence. But it was actually a very good speech. The one takeaway that I saw a lot of people talk about was that they didn't feel that Biden spoke enough about Ukraine and why it's important to protect Ukraine. There's still lots of Americans who feel bad for what's going on. Obviously, don't want to get involved in Ukraine. Don't want to send military into Ukraine because you don't want to have a war with Russia. There's other people who are just like, what does Ukraine even matter? So it would have been nice if Joe Biden said to the United States citizens why Ukraine matters, why what's going on in Ukraine matters. But he did point out that Vladimir Putin is going to go down in history as a very, very bad actor, as a very, very bad person. He attacked a peaceful, democratic country. And as a result, Biden also said that what Vladimir Putin wanted to do was to make NATO less relevant, make NATO less powerful, but it's actually had the opposite effect, that probably at no time since that, even in my lifetime, that I can remember. I can't remember a time in my lifetime, at least since 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, that United States and Europe and NATO have been lockstep, more united than ever. And what difference it is from 2-3 weeks ago.
Right.
President Biden did say that if Russia was to attack any NATO country, if they were to attack a NATO country, presumably it would be the ones closest to the Russian border: Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Romania, Bulgaria. I'm missing a few, but Slovakia. If you were to attack any of those countries, Latvia, any of those Eastern European countries, that the United States, with its full military might, will protect every inch of those NATO countries. He reiterated that NATO is a defensive alliance. It is not an offensive alliance, meaning that NATO does not start wars with anybody, but is collectively will protect each country. All 27 NATO countries will come to the help any particular NATO country that is attacked. He said that the economic sanctions are working. The ruble has lost more than 30% of its value. Russian stocks have plummeted so much that the Russians have not even opened up their stock exchange. Banks are being run out of money. The one thing that the United States has not done is Russian oil is still being pumped out. And the reason why Russian oil is still being purchased by both Europe and the United States is because they don't want to see gas prices rise too much. Although gas has risen. The price of gas and oil has risen. The United States has supposedly very good relations with the UAE, Saudi Arabia, two of the largest OPEC countries. They have, at the moment, been neutral in this situation. The United States has asked the OPEC countries to increase oil output. They have not done so. So the OPEC countries will make money on this. Russia, by the way, is OPEC plus. They are part of OPEC as well. So Russia, as gas prices go up, actually makes money too. There was a heavy focus on countering inflation. That's why Biden doesn't want to take Russian gas off the market.
Right.
It would cause even greater inflation. Biden touted some political wins ahead of the midterms, including the infrastructure bill. He did acknowledge that we are in a new phase of coronavirus. One thing I really did like is that they're setting up a now test and treat program in pharmacies around the United States of America. I don't know exactly when it's going to start, but Biden did announce it yesterday that when you go to a pharmacy now, you will be able to take a coronavirus test. And if you are positive for coronavirus, they will give you, Pfizer is now manufacturing millions and millions and millions of pills, kind of like an antiviral pill, or think of it like an antibiotic.
An antibiotic, okay.
And the United States has purchased them all for free.
Okay.
So if you are positive for coronavirus, not only will your test be free in the pharmacy, but the United States is also going to give you the Pfizer pill, which is the antiviral pill, for free as well. And according to scientific studies, it is over 90% effective in preventing severe illness for COVID, whether you're vaccinated or not.
Okay.
So I thought that was a really good thing. Biden also, I don't know if you noticed or not, but nobody was wearing masks yesterday.
Right.
It was everybody, for the most part, maybe there's a few people still wearing masks, but for the most part, people were not wearing masks. People, all our politicians, our generals, our Supreme Court justices, our cabinet ministers, were all talking very close to one another. If I would assume if anybody was sick there with COVID, that was a super spreader event to every leader of the United States of America.
I'm sure they all got
tested before they went in.
Because usually for these big type of events, it's like 24 hours you have to take the test.
Yes, I am sure they all were tested. Yeah. I'm also sure that they're all vaccinated as well.
But at least that, gives us
a
lot of hope and, just moving towards getting normality again.
And Biden did talk about certain things that both Republicans and Democrats can get behind. He's trying to apparently, from this speech, move to the center. I think a lot of people thought he went too progressive in his first year, which is why his poll numbers are down. He's trying to get to the center for the midterm elections. So one of the things he was saying was he wants to be able to come together with and do bills that Republicans are also in favor of to show bipartisanship, including reducing pharmaceutical costs, including fighting opioid addiction, including doing what they call, quote unquote, the moonshot to cure cancer and fund enormous cancer research. And also, he got a standing ovation from just about everybody except the progressives in the Democratic Party, where he said he is in favor of funding police, not defunding police. He said that over and over. He reiterated it 3 or 4 times. He said, I am funding police. I am funding police. Yet still, the Justice Department has eliminated chokeholds, we want to put body cams on every police officer. So certain things to try to protect people in the streets from police officers. But for the most part, he was trying to be a law and order president. And he was in favor. He made it very, very clear. I think he said it 3 times, I think my recollection is. I want to fund police. I want to fund police.
We had also said that as well. You know, we don't want to just have no police officers out there, like, you know, but take certain actions to protect the people.
Yeah, I think a police force that respects people's dignity and rights and minority rights certainly, and treats people equally. I think everybody could be in favor of that.
Right.
I don't know how we get there. I'm not a policing expert, but if I was president, I would figure it out. But certainly, I thought that was interesting as well. He did speak about immigration. He spoke about immigration a little more than we thought he was going to speak about it. He did reiterate that he wants to pass an amnesty for DACA recipients, first-line responders, agricultural workers, people with temporary protected status. He did say that he wants to process asylum cases quicker at the border.
Nice.
So he did say a lot more about immigration. I thought he was just going to say one sentence. He talked about it for about a minute or two.
Yeah.
Because we did talk about it yesterday. People don't want to talk about immigration because it's the third rail of politics. And of course, the Russian invasion is continuing. Sad. Very, very sad. 21 people were killed and 112 wounded just in the city of Kharkov, which is right on the Russian-Ukrainian border. It is the second largest city. Apparently now Russia, because they kind of got stalled by the Ukrainian army, they're going on an all-out assault. They are bombing schools. They are bombing hospitals. They are bombing television stations. They are bombing apartment complexes, residential neighborhoods. They are trying to break the will of the Ukrainian people. They are bombing what appears to be, in many times, indiscriminately. I don't know how much longer they can hold out.
Right.
I really don't. But if you see the reports from the Pentagon, and again, I'm not there, I have no idea, but if you see the reports from the Pentagon announced earlier today that the Russians did not make much movement forward in trying to capture any additional parts of Ukraine that have not been captured already within the last 24 hours. So it's kind of been, they've been kind of at a standstill for the last 24 hours there in the Ukraine. Extraordinarily sad. Over 1 million refugees have flooded into Europe. Ukraine, actually, its defense ministry is asking mothers of captured Russian troops to come to the Ukraine to pick up their children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the defense ministry wrote on a flyer posted on Facebook on Wednesday, "Mama, your prisoner of war son is waiting for you. Ukraine has made the decision to return prisoners of war to their mothers if they come to Ukraine to pick up their sons." The flyer shows a collage image of a member of Russia's military overlapped with a woman in distress. And the defense ministry wrote, "We ask you to deliver this message to the thousands of miserable Russian mothers whose sons have been captured in the Ukraine." They're trying to change the minds of the ordinary Russian citizen who may be a bit brainwashed from what Russian propaganda is telling them is going on. In the end, Ukraine's outmanned, outgunned, out everything.
Yeah.
And certainly now 1 week into this war started Wednesday night, right after we got off the air. So we're almost 7 days into this war now. Putin thought he was going to already have Ukraine taken over. They haven't gotten into one city yet. You see on CNN, on MSNBC, on Fox News, this 40-mile caravan.
Right.
That caravan hasn't moved in the last 48 hours or so. Russia has supply line issues. So, you have all this military equipment, but you got to be able to follow the military equipment with gas trucks to fill back up the gas, to fill up the trucks. There's, the tank can't pull over into the local mobile station to fill up with gas.
That's true.
So they're having some, when you hear in the news they're having supply line issues, they're having issues keeping their equipment moving forward, either because they're disorganized or because the Ukrainians are sabotaging the gas trucks that are coming from behind, or some combination of the two.
I'm just hoping that he doesn't just go rogue because he's like, yo, I thought that I would have, Ukraine by now, so let me just throw everything out there.
Well, I mean, they're already using illegal ammunition.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So
plus they're using ammunition that is barred by treaty under the United Nations.
Right.
Including these vacuum bombs that suck up, that cluster bombs that suck up air.
Right.
So these cluster bombs, they explode in the air.
They blow up in the air.
Instead of on the ground. So there's a lot of people who are collecting a lot of evidence of a lot of war crimes, but that doesn't help the Ukrainians at the moment. And,
I just don't know.
On one hand, I say, boy, I just wish the United States, we have the ability to do it. Just get in the air and have a no-fly zone, and you would save so many lives. Mm-hmm. But then maybe you would end up killing a lot more people because there would be a war between the United States and Russia.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, big time.
That's the problem. And of course, Ukraine is trying to get into the European Union, but that's a process. It's going to be years and years and years.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen, unfortunately, overnight. And in Texas, it's going to be Governor Greg Abbott. He won the Republican primary. He is the sitting governor of Texas. He's going to be up against Beto O'Rourke, who is seeking the Democratic nomination. Beto O'Rourke almost beat Senator Cruz for the Senate race as a Democrat. Texas has always been Republican, but O'Rourke has come closest as a Democrat to winning a national seat as any Democrat in decades in Texas. So this will be a very interesting race because Abbott is backed by Trump. Mm-hmm. And we'll see what happens. It's for next year. There'll be a lot of money going into that, Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of money. And coronavirus, the number of new coronavirus cases down. Nobody knows that for a fact. But it seems like it seems like nobody has COVID anymore.
Yeah,
it's just like it disappeared.
Yeah, you don't hear it as much. We don't hear about the deaths. See, that's why I'm wondering though. Like, I'm wondering if the deaths are still the same. Because it's all about media. If the media doesn't report it, then
why is the media not reporting it anymore?
I'm just kind of thinking. I don't know. Is it because they don't want us to know, or is it because it's actually going down?
I don't know. And I fly a lot. Mm-hmm. And I don't even get this because I was thinking about this the other day. When you're flying on a plane with COVID,
right.
you have to wear a mask. You got to wear a mask. We're going to throw you off if you don't wear a mask. Except if you're eating, COVID goes away for 20 minutes.
Right.
All right. You can take your mask off and eat as long as you want.
Which doesn't make any sense.
COVID disappears. COVID's taking a break. Mm-hmm. Once the meal's over, COVID's back. Get your mask. The whole thing is a little odd to me. A little odd to me, yeah. The whole thing.
Just sitting in a restaurant. You could sit in the restaurant while you're sitting. That's when, you could throw off your mask and all that. And I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the answers to that. I'm just saying it's weird. All right, it's hump day, Yo-Yo. Let's get a little humpy. Who's ready for hump day? Do we have any camels?
It's hump day. It's hump day. It's hump day.
Okay, by the way, before we get into hump day, Yo-Yo, as I say, this happens every show. You know what I was going to say.
I already know.
All right.
Was it Alimami?
Correct.
Alimami
Baker Sase.
It's right.
What is the telephone number to call? I would hope that if the squad sees that they could assist us.
Yes.
We don't have to stop our show to tell people.
Yeah, let them answer that.
All right. Can you please, squad, help Alimami Baker Sase?
See right there?
With the telephone number where she can
right
call
down
us.
there.
All right, it's hump day. And OnlyFans is having a problem with They're Russian performers. Several Russian content creators spoke out on Sunday saying they were unable to share their new videos because OnlyFans was not able to pay them their commissions because of the sanctions against Russia. One of the models said, in the short term, I don't have any money to live. Many models are faced with this. Nobody thought this would ever happen. And this model was named Bunny Mommy.
Whoa.
Yeah, the model claims she lost over $8,000 because this is Bunny Mommy. Because of the financial sanctions against Russia. In a statement, I mean, you would think that it was only affecting the oligarchs, but it's also affecting the porn performers as well.
Everybody's affected.
It affects everybody, yo.
Everybody's affected.
Yeah. In a statement Sunday, OnlyFans told the Daily Beast, while creators are not responsible for the recent attacks on Ukraine due to worldwide financial restrictions, we have very limited methods to pay creator accounts linked to Russia and Belarus. As a result, payments have been limited. However, on Monday, OnlyFans told the Daily Star, after experiencing financial restrictions, we have been able to restore account activity for all creators, all porn creators, wherever you are in this world. Porn knows no boundaries. Porn, by the way, porn is always able to, they're always ahead of everything else.
Of course.
You know, when the internet first came out, and in 1995, the only thing on the internet was porn. That was it. They are ahead of the game.
I'm actually watching Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee when their little porn thing came out. So like that's exactly where it's at.
I'm gonna tell you, the porn performers, they figure out everything ahead of everybody else. You want to know what the next greatest thing is? Just watch porn, all right? Because they're ahead, they're technologically ahead. So they figured out how to beat the sanctions, and their accounts have now been credited, and there's lots of happy and horny people around the world who can see their favorite performers, including Bunny Mama.
Yeah, my thing is, y'all are in war. Why y'all worried about porn? Y'all need to I think there's a lot more things that I'd be worried about than watching some porn.
Jonathan, all right? If people are stressed out,
I guess that's your way to relieve the stress.
You can only relieve your stress one of three ways. You can eat, you can drink, or you can watch porn. Yeah. All right? I don't know. You know, you got to pick your poison, I guess.
That makes sense.
Right? So there was good news for OnlyFans. Their favorite porn performers are now getting paid again. It's amazing that the porn people are always they're always in the forefront of figuring this stuff out.
Always. Even during the pandemic, like they found a way.
Exactly. Meanwhile, according to records reviewed by the New York Post, they did a Freedom of Information Act request to request all reports to 311. 311 is the New York City number when you call to make a complaint to the city, a non-emergency complaint. 911 obviously is somebody is at my door ready to kill me, or I am having a heart attack, call an ambulance. That would be emergency 911. 311 is I just have a complaint.
Right.
So they did a FOIA on 311 complaints.
That's what you do.
For all sex complaints over the past year. And there were reports that the New York Post got back that people called 311 regarding everything from backyard orgies to the sounds of loud, ruthless sex to the grunts of one caller yelling out, "I'm a sexual Tyrannosaurus." Oh. That's what he was yelling out.
I'm a sexual Tyrannosaurus. Sheesh.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if that would turn me on and scare the hell out of me.
Depends on who's saying it.
I guess, maybe. Now, one desperate Bronx woman, this is all from the Freedom of all the different 311 reports. There was another woman who complained in January, "Listen, I am a Christian woman. Help this girl stop having loud sex before God does."
That was her.
Yes.
Right.
Can you imagine? And then June, a Queens resident complained at 1 a.m. to 311. "There's an orgy going on in the backyards. Boobs and penises are everywhere."
Listen, it's their space.
And then
you do what you're going to do in your space.
If Yo-Yo was the 311 operator, can you give me that address one last time, please?
Right.
Wait, can you tell me the cross streets? I will go over there and investigate myself.
Right.
There was another report that came in over the summer as well. Someone in the Bronx said his neighbors were having loud and ruthless sex in the middle of the afternoon. Another report had a Manhattan resident complaining of a sex party next door. There's lots of orgies going on.
I said, and the thing is, it's literally all over New York. It's the Bronx, Queens,
and I'm
Brooklyn,
tell you the thing
Manhattan.
also. All right, I live in New York my whole life. Nobody's invited me to these sex orgies.
Are you trying to go?
No, but I would like an invitation at least. Nobody even invites me. I'm reading all this. I'm like, where's my invitation? I'd like to even at least have the choice of whether to go or not. Nobody invites me.
The funny thing is, I have a friend who hosts some sex parties at an apartment that is turned into a lounge. So
really? Is this your have you visited these?
No.
No. Hell no.
No. It's just a good friend. It's actually a frat brother. So big ups to you.
I wonder if this is your friend's apartment.
It might be.
This Queens man wrote a complaint at 4 in the morning. There was a complaint on 311 by a Queens man about his neighbor's apartment always having loud moaning from multiple female occupants having intercourse. It's hard for a lonely neighbor to get a good night's sleep, he told 311.
That might be my frat brother, y'all. It might be my frat brother.
If you're that lonely, maybe knock on the door. Hi, how are you?
Join in on the fun, y'all. Just join in.
And a different resident said, I've slept through earthquakes and fires in my life, but I couldn't sleep through this moaning. I mean, they're really funny.
So what do you think they should do at this point? Like, you have neighbors that are loud. They always are having sex parties, and you keep on calling. Like, do you end up moving out, or do you just go and deal with it? What do you do?
I think at some point you would need to complain to your landlord or the condominium board or wherever, and take it up as a contractual issue, because you do have a right to quiet, peace and quiet in your apartment.
I agree,
but that is not a New York City. It's not
law.
I mean, it is a New York City law, but it's not for New York City to police it unless it is completely raucous. But you do have a right to peace and quiet, and you bring a civil suit against your neighbor, or you bring it up with your condominium board or co-op board, or you bring it up with your landlord.
See, now me personally, I don't have an issue with them having their sexual parties. I have an issue with the noise. So I think some of these people, like the Christian lady, I think some of them are disgusted at the fact that there's an orgy happening in their area. Now that you allow them to do what they want in their space, but if it comes to noise complaint like that, I don't play with.
Now the person who complained about the sexual Tyrannosaurus called several times. And said that his neighbor was shouting loudly that he's a sexual Tyrannosaurus. It's happening all the time. Please make him stop. And a Instagram influencer was left devastated after losing thousands of followers for advertising a sex toy and broadcasting the benefits of masturbation. Yes.
Really?
Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. I was making a joke.
Nope.
Say it was you.
I did not follow this
Nellie
person.
London, 28, is a model with hundreds of thousands of fans on social media, frequently sharing snaps of her curvy figure. But it turns out many of her 466,000 followers on Instagram were not so positive about the star showing off her Vush Empress 2 stimulator. These sex toys always have the funniest names to them, right?
Vush.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like always something 3000. It's I don't know. It's like the Stingray 3000.
I mean, it's got to have some kind of exciting name.
Yeah. The more than 2,000 critics unfollowed London in the wake of a post she shared on Thursday. In a follow-up to the post, the model said 2,062 people have unfollowed me. The influencer insisted it was for only fun, not cheating, and that she's still in a sexually satisfying relationship with a partner. She said, I won't lie, it's a bit unsettling, but it just proves the work.
She has 466,000 followers.
You know, what is she crying about?
And also, like, if you go back to the post where she's showing the Vush or whatever it's called, it's a paid ad. So she's getting paid for that ad, you know? So, like...
I think, by the way... That was a good publicity thing.
That's exactly what it was, because now that she's on New York Post or wherever they posted this, she's got way more new followers. Like, I think it's whatever. All
right, and back by popular demand, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, we're going to do this once a month at the beginning of each month.
Okay.
On Hump Day, your love horoscopes for March 2022.
All right.
Once a month, I turn into an astrologist.
Yeah.
Now, generally, you should always expect changes in your romantic life when Venus and passionate Mars make moves on the same day. In February, we had the snow moon, but this month, get ready for the Virgo full moon.
Oh.
It is the Virgo full moon. The month of March marks the astrological new year. It kicks off with a dark new moon in sensitive Pisces. Wednesday, March 2nd, new moons mark new cycles. Circle Saturday, March 5th on your calendar, because love is going down on Saturday, March 5th, Yo-Yo.
I want everybody in the comments, though. First of all, I want everybody in the comments to put down their zodiac sign.
Right. Let me tell you why love is going down on Saturday, March 5th.
Why?
Venus and Mars have entered detached Aquarius. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
That sounds something.
Sounds very starry.
Yeah, well, Venus represents sweet romantic love. Mars is all about hot primal sex.
That kind of makes sense.
Yes. Any lingering relationship issues will culminate during the full moon in perfectionist Virgo on Friday, March 18th. And the moon should soothe any hurt feelings or miscommunications. So March 5th, is really hump day. And Friday, March 18th, that's the day you make up with your boo. According to the astrological moon signs of the month. Now for you, Jonathan Yo-Yo.
I'm an Aries.
You're an Aries. Get excited, Aries. March 21st to April 19th. Because your season kicks off this month. You are the first sign of the zodiac and as a result are fiercely independent. But during March, the stars ask you to celebrate by utilizing your support system and leaning on friends.
Ooh.
Pay attention to your dreams this month, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, because your dreams are telling you something. And messages may appear while you are sleeping.
Whoa.
Make sure to make wishes during the new moon in your sign at the end of the month because they're going to come true. That is your horoscope for Aries.
You know what's crazy? I don't know if these are like just coincidence or what, but this is a month or the week that I've actually been, leaning on friends and asking, some of my networks for different, help with some projects that I'm doing. So,
Maybe. Yeah. Now, I'm a Libra. That is the sign of partnership and balance. Libra and your ruling planet is lover Venus. As a result, it's expected that you tend to find yourself in relationships. You don't have to break up with anyone, but March asks you to become more self-reliant. When you become confident on your own terms, you become a better partner to others, and your relationships improve all around. So double down on self-care, even if it means taking more bubble baths and going out on dates.
Self-care. That's actually great advice.
Self-care Wednesdays.
That's great advice.
I will go and take a bubble bath tonight then.
You should. Light up some candles.
I have not taken a bubble bath in a very long time. I don't even remember the last time.
You should. Light up some candles, have
sit in the bath?
Some smell goods.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
That sounds good.
All right.
I'm not mad at that.
All right, should I go through everybody's horoscope
Real
quickly?
Real quick.
Taurus, April 20th to May 20th. You're ruled by Venus, the goddess of love. March brings out your ruling planet's bougie side when you receive exciting monetary news. Gemini, March begins with a new moon in Pisces that brings exciting new professional opportunities. Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Cancer helping you eloquently express your feelings with romantic relationships, But the big thing for you during March is money, honey.
Ooh.
Cancer is coming into some money.
Cancer.
Yeah,
the
Leo,
money. Go
Leo, this month, thanks to the influence of both Mars and Venus, it's time for Leos to share their feelings. Open up, Leos.
Yeah, they need to do that.
You got to open up, Leo. Virgos, August 23rd. Mama Yo-Yo, it's time to have a serious conversation with Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
All right, you got to open up a little bit. Don't hold it all in, Leo. Don't hold it all in.
That's a Leo.
Virgo, the tarot card that corresponds with your sign is the Hermit Virgo, but March asks you to beware of isolation. An ethereal new moon in Pisces brings a fresh start to your relationships, so try something new in bed. Ooh, if you're a Virgo, come
exploring.
Yeah, a little kinky there.
Yeah.
Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st, you're the sign of sex, death, and transformation. Scorpio, and have a reputation for being killer in bed. But March asks you to step up and work on intimacy. This month also asks you to work out disagreements at home. You'll be happier.
Oh,
that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. March opens on a dramatic note. Hold off on having serious relationship discussions. Focus on daily mindfulness. Cultivate a gratitude on practice. Capricorn, you're one of the hardest working signs in the zodiac, but with a full moon in Virgo, mid-month, remember the importance of rest and self-care. And in sexier news for you Capricorns, when you shower a crush or lover with compliments, you're going to get a lot of love in return. I'm going to tell you something. I think if somebody showers me with compliments, I would give them a lot of love in return too. Yes.
Sounds about right.
I think Ian may be a Capricorn. Aquarius, early in the month, a new moon in dreamy Pisces lights up the financial sector of your chart. Treat yourself. And just wait for what the full moon in Virgo has in store for your sex life.
Oh, I like it.
Aquarius, coming in strong. And Pisces, finally, on February 19th to March 20th, the month kicks off with a fresh new moon in your sign. And it asks you to be nicer to yourself. And remember that you deserve love and abundance. Warrior planet Mars enters eccentric Aquarius on Saturday, March 5th, revealing many secrets. That's the same day as Hump Day. You're going to get secrets and Hump Day all on March 5th. Lover planet Venus also moves into Aquarius, so you're in store for something sweet this weekend. A full moon in Perfectionist Virgo on Friday, March 18th is an epic day for your love life and suggests that the sex you will have on Friday, March 18th will bring you nothing but smiles.
Ooh, that was fun.
Pisces, having a good horoscope.
Yeah.
Did I get everybody?
I like the Aries. I like my Aries. I'm going to actually, actually utilize it and follow it.
All right. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.